Terrifying trail camera footage you should never watch alone.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
The world is full of scary and mysterious beasts that come in all shapes and sizes.
Oh my god!
They dwell in forests, hide in bushes, walk on roads, haunt us, and sometimes even invade our homes. Today, we'll explore moments when such creatures were caught lurking. On July 13th, 2024, a trail camera caught a disturbing video of a pale humanoid creature standing behind a tree in an undisclosed location far away from civilization. Its sounds and noises were otherworldly. It is also quite disturbing to see the way the Rake was looking at the camera, as if it somehow knew that the hidden device was watching it. Viewers were quick to point out that this creature, with its extremely thin structure and featureless face with big eyes, resembled the Rake. The sightings of this cryptid creature have been increasing recently, but this scary humanoid is much more than a legend now. Beware of the Rake. Rake Rush. On June 28, 2021, a house owner, Rick Grobman, captured a cryptid creature lurking just outside his front window. It wasn't his first rodeo. Rick had apparently been seeing the same creature appear over his house for several months, but every time he went out to investigate, the creature would disappear. Eventually, he mounted CCTVs in hopes of capturing the creature, and finally succeeded.
This thing is looking weird. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh.
And there it is, in full glory. Like a creature that's clearly been disrupting a man's peace for a while. The good thing is, it was finally captured on camera. But since it could be anything, a Rake or a skinwalker, it's definitely not a good look for Rick. Yellow fever. Apparently, pale aliens have been living with us all this time. On March 9th, 2022, a horrifying alien was caught on tape, perched on the wall of a deserted and broken building. This yellow alien was making creepy noises. With a taut skin like a reptile's. Its head was too long for comfort. And its eyes were the creepiest on any alien you have seen before. It was crouching and observing the area around it, as if aware it had to escape any attempts at being captured. Well, this is one alien you don't want to cross paths with. Devil's Glare. Do you ever just see something you can't ignore? Well, take a look. A man was walking through some bushes on a cold night of January in 2021. What he saw made him lose his appetite for the next week. A cryptid humanoid was crouched ahead of him. It was a Rake, which suddenly looked up towards the guy. And those sharp, menacing eyes, combined with its shriveled skin, are enough to make anyone lose their sleep. The guy did not wait for more than a second. He turned around and escaped as fast as he could without looking back. Luckily, he was not followed. Goat Monster.
Ondan olabilir, evet. Korunuyor çünkü şimdi burası.
In August of this year, 2 residents of a small town in Turkey found this strange creature in their mountains. It wasn't a goat, as their eyes are to the sides. The eyes of this creature were to the front, like a human being's. Suddenly, the locals realized it could be the Sher Shapal, a demonic creature born from Turkish folklore that comes out at night to haunt. However, some speculated it was the Goat Man, and others said it was a goat possessed by a jinn. But whatever it was, the 2 guys dashed out of the location as fast as their legs could carry them. We will keep you posted if we get another sighting. Neighborhood Horror. A couple of months ago, children in a Spanish neighborhood had a close shave with a creepy monster. These teenagers were happily playing with their sister on the swing. Suddenly, an eerie white figure got up in the background and moved out of the camera's view. It had been there for God knows how long, observing these boys and girls. It is impossible to accurately identify the creature from this distance. However, some speculated that it was Slender Man. And that does make sense considering that the Slender Man tends to follow people. What do you think, folks? Hard evidence. A resident of Sierra Nevada mounted a trail camera behind his house in April of last year. It is impossible to ignore what it captured. A slithery pale rake with no facial features, unnaturally long legs and arms, and big eyes could be seen crawling its way across the ground. Surprisingly, once the video was uploaded on the internet, not a single person thought it was a hoax. It seemed that most of the viewers had agreed on this one thing: rakes do exist. And if they're openly appearing, we've got every right to be afraid. Bigfoot strikes. Upon hearing the reports of a Bigfoot sighting in the jungle, a group of hunters decided to investigate. On 23rd September 2023, they set up a camp in the woods, and this is what they saw. A Bigfoot had crept its way to their camp and began striking it down with a piece of log. This is a new development, as Bigfoots were known as gentle giants. They are no so gentle anymore. Who knows what prompted the Bigfoot to act this way? But if the woods are no longer safe, people will no longer be able to enjoy camping in the forests anymore. Creepster strikes. If you think you have seen it all, think again. This creature was found lurking behind the wall of a house 10 months ago. Although the creature was skinny with a humanoid body, it clearly could not be human, as it had a pretty realistic tail. It looked to be searching on the ground for something, but that is not all. As soon as the creature turned to the side, it was revealed that it had 3 eyes too. Netizens speculated that it was an alien, and if they're openly brandishing themselves in public, and that too in our neighborhood, boy are we in trouble. Ghoulish canine. You might want to remove forests from your to-visit list. A lost tourist captured this. The video footage is from a year ago, and it recorded the most sinister-looking werewolf that suddenly appeared from the darkness. It had clear, white, scary eyes, and the sharpest teeth you might have ever seen on a canine. It was most probably out there hunting for its next prey. But you can draw one simple conclusion from it. If you stay away from the darkest-looking forests out there, you will successfully avoid meeting such fiery monsters. Ghost Road. On 24th October 2022, a man found something in his security footage that sent a chill through his spine. 2 creepy-looking monsters appeared on the road behind his house. They looked as if they were made from vapor. Or maybe they were ghosts. But the man who took this footage claimed that they were interdimensional beings. Both the creatures were different though. One was walking on 2 legs, the other one was walking on 4s. There is no explanation for the existence of these creatures, but who knows, you might find something similar in your neighborhood. The Appalachian Terror. The Appalachian Mountains have the highest number of disappearances in the country, and we might have found the reason. On 23rd October 2023, 2 cryptids were seen walking briskly in the Appalachian Mountains. These frail-looking humanoids even turned towards the trail camera, capturing them. Some said that they were rakes, but rakes have never been seen in pairs. They seem to be skinwalkers. But what was the worst part? One of them appeared to be holding a human. That is why one of the Appalachian rules is to not go out into the woods from dusk till dawn. Roadside Horror. Take a look at this shocking scene. The footage was recently captured through a CCTV camera in the middle of a city. An injured man was seen hopping away from something, and we soon find out why. A horrendous beast appeared behind it, crawling menacingly on all fours, and with a tail longer than its body. The creature was not even running after the man, because it knew its prey wouldn't be able to escape. Netizens agreed that the creature was a skinwalker, a creature that's often rumored to take its victims silently. And if this really is one, we're miles and miles away from safety. Hold your breath. The citizens at this crossroad must have read their final prayers. Terror struck them when they least expected it to. They could not believe their eyes. An ugly and terrifying monster was crossing the road in front of them. The cars on the side road made a quick escape, and it was left empty for this terrifying monster. The remaining cars stopped by the red light were holding their breath. No one around dared to move. The drivers must have been looking at it with open mouths and shocked eyes. It was a stroke of good luck that there was no one on foot, or God forbid what would have happened to them. Evacuate the flat. Even Godzilla will feel like a fairy after this. 9 years ago, an apartment building complex in Russia was overrun by this thing. A spooky, spider-like creature with unimaginably long legs and arms. It climbed over a 7-story building as if it was crossing over a small fence. Those watching it lost their voices. No one wanted to go to the building's roof after that. There have been no sightings of a similar creature before or after this. The legend books have no name for it. Was it an alien or a local monster? Do you have any idea what it is? Bigfoot Police. 11 months ago, the police were investigating a crime scene. As they left the area, a Bigfoot appeared right behind them. The big hairy beast took the same path as the police and began following them. Did the gentle giant commit the crime the police were investigating? Or was it behind them to commit another one? Or maybe it followed them just out of curiosity. It probably was just plain curiosity, because if it wasn't, we all know those policemen wouldn't have survived long to tell the tale and share this video. Blocked road. You shall not pass. A year ago, an Indian family was driving on a highway by a jungle when they were forced to stop their car. The road was blocked by this entity. This cryptid creature just stood there silently on all fours, but suddenly raised its hand towards the vehicle. It was clear wherever they were headed wasn't as important as their lives. With the road trip canceled, the family went back to their home in fear and kept looking back to see if they were being followed. The creature was too far to be identified, but it could be a female jinn, an evil entity. Capped alien. A tiny, creepy alien was sighted in 2022 in a remote jungle. It was like the elves from Harry Potter, and it was even wearing some sort of a traveling cape. It had sharp, bony, clawed hands, and was very alert to the surroundings. As soon as it realized it was being watched, it ran away from the spot. Did it run back to its ship? Or its hidey hole? Was it here by chance? Or do they plan something sinister? No matter what, you don't want this alien chasing you in the trees. Gentle giant. The Canadian wilderness is known for Bigfoot sightings, and this video footage captured in February is proof of that. A giant suddenly appeared behind the dry bushes and was walking across. Almost instinctively, it stopped when it saw the camera. The shaggy monster began peeping at it through a gap in the bushes. Netizens were amazed by the quality of the video, because all Bigfoot sightings in the past had extremely low resolution, but with a proof like this, it can't be any clearer. Slender Man sighted. This is the moment a creepy monster was discovered. In August of this year, a resident was enjoying the weather outside of their window. But what they saw made them forget about the weather altogether. A set of 4 tentacles were eerily waving from behind a tree. But when you look closely, you realize the tentacles belong to a faceless man in a dark suit. This is the Slender Man. And like the Rake, it also has a habit of stalking people. I wouldn't blame the resident for wanting to switch houses after this. Humanoid frogs. 2 years ago, 4 mysterious beings were captured by a trail cam. The location is unknown. At first, nothing seemed out of the ordinary as they were simply sitting on a wall. But then came the shock. They jumped off the wall one by one as if they were frogs, and were seen leaping away into the darkness. Their identity remains a mystery till today. Were they human beings taken over by the souls of frogs? Or were they frogs that had evolved into human beings? Could it be that they were skinwalkers who mixed up their transformation? There's a lot to wonder about, but maybe you have a better theory about these humanoid frogs. Oh my dragon! It is the stuff of legends, caught with an ultra-zoom camera just a month ago. This creature will make you question your knowledge about mysterious beings. Perched there in the middle of a mountain, with a huge leathery wingspan, a slight glow emanating from it, its slithery tail swaying behind it, and a head like a dragon. There is no way anyone could get close to this creature. Is it an oversized bat? But the head is different. Is it an extinct flying dinosaur? But they had extremely long beaks. This can only be a dragon, but I will leave the final judgment to you guys. Backyard horror. On September 1st, 2022, a woman decided to check her CCTV footage after she kept hearing something weird at night. She found this horrible creature lurking in her backyard, which, to her horror, had appeared when she was all alone in the house. The humanoid creature was completely white. It had no visible facial features. It resembled a rake, but it had no eyes. And it seemed to be moving as if trying to find something in that backyard. Cautious and careful, with its head moving right and left. It was slowly making its way towards the woman's house. Maybe this was a skinwalker, but one can never be sure. What do you think, folks? Alien communication. The aliens are gathering. In September, a disturbing video was recorded in Canada that suggests that the aliens are already here and are simply waiting for the rest of their species to invade the Earth. As you can see, this spooky-looking alien appeared on the top of a roof for just a few moments. It looked into the sky once, looked down, looked up again, and then went back immediately. It was as if it received the information that it was looking for in the stars. We fear it communicated with its friends in the skies and perched on the roof as if it was spying all along. Are we close to an alien invasion? Double team. This CCTV footage recorded in Mexico is going to make you jump out of your seat. Filmed in a small abandoned pond, the video shows some sort of mysterious creature swimming around with nothing but its creepy head visible above the water. And then it happened. Its female partner, appearing like a witch, suddenly jumped in right after it too. She's got the creepiest face you'll ever see. They were both looking at the camera with evil stares. Now rewind the video and observe how eerily the witch was perched on the opposite bank all the time her male partner was swimming in the stream. Gives you the jeepers, doesn't it? Desperate Dog Man. 1 year ago, a CCTV camera revealed this cryptid creature in front of a house. It was quite dark. The creature appeared from the left and was frantically searching for something. Upon zooming in, it appeared to have the head of a dog, but the body of a man. It was crawling on all fours. Its teeth were visible. Its eyes were darting left and right. Some said it was a skinwalker, but I believe it was a dog man. But we've always thought that dog man was just a myth. But I guess that's no longer true. Canceled trip. This driver had to cancel his plans midway through his trip. It was one cold, dark night 7 years ago. He was forced to stop by the site in front of him. A rake was crossing the path just in front of him at a distance. Eerily white in the dark of night, the Rake was probably not counting on being seen. The driver did not wait to find out either. He put his car in reverse and got out of there as fast as he could. Spooky voices. A man heard eerie noises outside his house at night 5 years ago. He went out to investigate. This isn't what he was expecting. A spooky, dark figure hunched right outside his house in the bushes. The creature was looking right at the man with eerie and shiny eyes. Some speculated that it was a werewolf, and although it looked like one, something about this anomaly was off, which is why many are beginning to think this is a Sasquatch. And if they really do look anything like this, I think it's best if we leave their identity a mystery. Werewolf alert. When horror reaches your home. 5 years ago, a Brazilian resident came out of his house at night. He had heard some noise and wanted to check. It seemed as if a certain creature was lying there in wait. The gray, shaggy beast jumped over the wall and looked at the resident for a few seconds. Suddenly, the unknown creature made a dash towards the man, who quickly went back inside and closed the door behind him. Netizens speculated that it was a werewolf, but the video footage was not clear enough to draw that conclusion. Werewolf or not, the creature clearly did not mean well for the resident. Dogman arrives. When a thing becomes beyond understanding, you know you're doomed. An explorer left a trail camera behind in what looks like an old temple in a forest back in 2015. What it captured is the stuff of legend. A dogman began materializing out of nowhere. After it appeared completely, it got on all fours and climbed up the stairs in front of it. It seemed dizzy after its mysterious journey, as if it had climbed out of another dimension. Who knows where it went after this? And there is no telling how many dogmen arrived through interdimensional portals into our world. Alien Scout. The aliens are watching. This trail cam footage was captured over a decade ago in an unknown forest. As you can see, an alien was keenly looking at the camera through the trees. It was silent, stealthy, and still. It is one of those rare glimpses where you can fully see the eyes of an alien. Considering it was staring directly at the camera, the alien was probably curious at the sight of a thing which did not mix well with the surroundings. What clearer footage of an alien can one ask for? This should really put the doubters to rest about alien sightings being hoaxes. River Ghost. A curious woman left a camera on a river in a forest in Scotland. 3 months ago, she recorded this. On the left side of the river, the trees hid something eerie. It is quite hard to figure out at first, but if you look closely, a pale ghost gradually appeared in the trees. It stood there for a few seconds and then disappeared. Is this particular Scottish forest haunted? We won't know, but at least we're smart enough to not try to find out. Argentinian Mystery. It looks like weird creatures just keep appearing. Not more than a month ago, citizens of a small neighborhood in Argentina found this strange creature in their parking lot. At first, it appeared to be a small dog, just frozen there in time. But upon a closer look, its real form was revealed. It had the body of a dog, but the head of a human. And all that time, it was staring at the cameraman with sinister intentions. I know we've seen plenty of skinwalkers, but nothing beats seeing this one. HalfLife Stalker. An unidentified cryptic creature was found walking in a graveyard 9 months ago. It is unlike anything you have seen. At the first glance, it looked like someone was walking with crutches. But then you realize the crutches are its arms. With no hands at the end, it used its stiff and long arm crutches to move around. Its legs were short. Its abdomen was like that of a bee. It had a longer head too. Some people compared it to the stalker from Half-Life. Do you know what this is? Let us know in the comments. accidental sighting. A couple of zoologists placed a trail camera in a cold forest of western central Alberta, Canada. Their purpose was to capture wolverine tracks for their research study in 2020. But what they found was totally unexpected. A Sasquatch in the trees. Silent and still, the shaggy beast was curiously looking at the camera. It was shy and nearly invisible. One could even say it had interdimensional abilities, the way part of it was never revealed. But one thing is certain about forests: you will always find more than what you seek. 4 Party. Yellowstone Park is home to many wildlife creatures, and some unlike any other. A student made video footage of bisons in February to observe their behavior. In one of the videos, 4 figures appeared walking across the park. The student ignored those figures, thinking they were just human beings. However, a YouTuber pointed out that those were actually Sasquatches. And they were. Given the distance they had from the bison at the front, they had to be at least 9 or even 10 feet tall. Even the NBA doesn't have that. Given their existence in a national park, it is quite possible the government knows about their existence. But why hide it from us? Surveillance terror. Surveillance footage has finally revealed an eerie monster that had been following a family in the United States. It began last year in March, when a family realized something had been keeping an eye on them from the woods behind their backyard. But every time they went out to investigate, they came up empty-handed. This only fueled the creature, which would make spooky noises as well. And now that we've got proof of its existence, things haven't really settled down. Why follow this family? What have they done? Sadly, we won't know because they moved after this. But to think this mystery creature is still out there? Enter Grobman. Now here is a video that was shared by an extremely distressed person who claims he is being haunted by this cryptid creature. It is Der Grobman, with origins in the Black Forest in Germany. This humanoid is the elder cousin of Slender Man. However, it only chases misbehaving people. Whoever captured this decided to keep his identity anonymous. Either out of fear of Der Grobman or something else, we won't know. But after months and months of being followed by Der Grobman, he's finally got proof. But the thing is, what did he do to anger a mysterious being? Werewolf Woods. There is something in the woods. Back in 2019, this was recorded in the depths of a forest in Indonesia. There was something staring back from under that log. Although it is extremely hard to tell the type of creature in this video, some people claim it could be the Dogman. But I think it resembles a werewolf more. But we're focusing on the wrong thing here. Whatever this is, to think something like this could be following you in the wilderness, and you wouldn't even have a clue, is much more terrifying than we realize. The Nightcrawlers. Your jaw will drop watching this video. The footage was taken 5 years ago in a path carved down in Old Yosemite Park, captured by a trail camera positioned solely for the purpose of tracking animals. The video shows 2 completely white-clad figures walking down the path. One is tall and the other is short. At first, you would think they are just ordinary ghosts, but they have no arms. They are just legs with a head on top of them, and they are just moving towards their destination. People are beginning to call them the Nightcrawlers, seen all over the US, but we've yet to find out their motive. Dark minions. If only they were minions. On September 26, 2020, a house CCTV in Dallas, Texas captured these 2 eerie shadow creatures. They had no arms or wings. One could even just pass them off as penguins. But they had no eyes, and they clearly defied the laws of physics. They were leaving shadowy trails behind them as they walked. What were those? Even speculators are mum regarding the identity of these creatures. But theories range from jinns to creepy ghosts. The subscriber's pick. You will not know how to react to this particular creature. Taken in 1987 over a volcano, this video recently resurfaced to terrorize people again, and it features a most spine-chilling, creepy crawler. It had 4 legs and 4 arms, 2 arms on the shoulders and 2 on its torso. It had the head of a human being, but a body like a scorpion. You cannot help but feel disgust looking at this creature. It was moving back and forth and looking inside the volcano repeatedly. Over the years, there have been countless theories about its identity, but most have fallen flat. One thing's for certain though, we're pretty glad this creature hasn't been sighted for a long time. Thank you very much for watching the video. Do like and share it with your friends. Subscribe to the channel and hit the bell icon to not miss any of the upcoming amazing videos. Thank you once again.